back, everyone. In the last episode, the SISC app, uh, we built in the announcements page, and we now display the announcements for the unauthenticated user, and we also have a page for the admins to manage these announcements. So if we log in into the Filament dashboard and we check the announcements, this is the page to manage the announcements. So in this video, what we are going to do is essentially build a feature for the admins, just like they would create the announcements and manage players. We want them to also manage the games. And mind you, SISC is a small club. It's not like a huge club wherein we have two different teams and multiple teams competing with each other with a fixed schedule. It's just a pickup game, and what we want to do is for our admins to create a pickup game and simply allow users to sign up for that game. And once the game starts, before the game starts actually, team captains are going to choose their own team from the player list that show up. So all we want here for the admins to do is to able to create a game, and in the long run we will think about implementing some sort of notifications to all the registered players, saying hey, there's a game today, and interested people can sign up for this particular game. So for in this video, what we are going to do is basically create that game resource and manage you know the players and the signups and other respected aspects. So let's go ahead and get started. So first we need a model for sure. So PHP Artisan make model game, and then we need migration factory and Cedar. Then let's head over to PHP Storm, go into the database migration game. So each game will have a UUID. We don't really need a UUID, we can get away with it because it's a small app. It's not required, but essentially what we want is a date time field for the game started, and end at. We also need a location. This should probably be string, but that's fine. You know, technically we might also try to place in a Google Map location for some people, whoever is not familiar. Somebody can be new in the town, they don't know exactly where the location is. So we'll make this nullable though. So we will do, what, technically, actually I don't know how to store a latitude and longitude in MySQL, so I would just do how to store latitude and longitude in MySQL database. Alright, so it does say decimal. Now let's go into Laravel docs and search for latitude. I was under the assumption that they might have something, but let's go ahead and see available column types. So they have care, medium, text, teacher. They do have double. So essentially if we go to C, the latitude and longitude should be 10, but it's from -90 to +90, and longitude as decimal 11.8. How about we do Laravel? We already know what to use, but this is just to make sure that you're following. Yep. So essentially this is what it says. Let's just copy this, come back to our PHP Storm, paste that in. This is nullable. Alright, let's see, what else do we need? Well, we might need some sort of description, just informing people to. So sometimes what happens is we might end up telling people to bring a specific type of jersey, like maybe a white team and a dark team, or a orange jersey and a red jersey or something like that. So we might as well put something description. This can also be nullable. What else? Well, we probably might need a foreign ID for a users table, and I'll explain to you why we need it. We'll make this nullable, and then index is fine. Okay, so the reason why we need the foreign key is because sometimes a different user, somebody who may not be an admin but who has the right to host a game, can create the games. So in that situation, we might want to track who created the game. I wonder if we can rename this column actually. Yeah. And if you remember at the beginning, PHPStorm did mention the host ID and we just didn't look at it, but that's fine. We do let's add soft deletes for no apparent reason. I'm not sure if we're gonna use it, but doesn't hurt. All right, so now we have that. Let's come back first things in the model and add the guarded as empty array. All right, now come back here, copy all these, and then let's write a factory for it. I am going to quickly format this for our needs. Don't need that. We don't need nothing after that. And this is going to be in host ID. Format this. All right. So now this is going to be this faker datetime between. Let's fill in the first, which are easy. So let's just say 3 paragraphs. Location is going to be this faker. Oh, so we have a city, but let's just put city for now. All right, so now we have latitude, this faker, this faker, longitude. I wonder if it has something called as optional. Oh, there it is. We can chain on optional. And we can just do user factory. All right, so now the only thing that's remaining is the end at. So the reason why I left this empty is because in the seeder, we might as well be very thorough with the start and end date. Actually, we can do something like this. We can do carbon now, and actually save this here. So start at is going to be start at. Can we do something like random? Maybe random date. And then what I was thinking was that we add hours, and we say, let's say 2 hours. Not bad. The only thing I wanted to check was carbon create random date. So it has like a start and end, and then it creates a random from that using the PHP rand function. You know what? Right now, let's not get worried about it too much. We'll just keep it as it is. And then in the seeder, we'll say game factory. We can just do it here in line 10 create. And mind you, before we start seeding the database, we also need a table to track which player has signed up for the game. So we need a table, game players. Oh, PHP is very smart about this. It says, okay, so for the game players we need an ID, foreign key for the users class. Now this should be the player class, and we'll default it to player underscore ID. This is not nullable, and we need a game ID. And let's just do timestamps. We don't really need soft deletes for this, that's all right. So a game can have many players, and a player can play many games. That's the relationship. So now in our seeder we also need to see the game players. I wonder if we can do something like has attached. Let's just go through the documentation. Seeding, has posts. First let's go ahead and define the relationship here. Public function players, and then return this has many player, and then on the player model we need pub games, return this belongs to many game, just add a type and import this. All right, so now let's come back to our seeder, and we can just do has. Okay, so in the example they say has posts, so we'll say has players. Let's do a random between 1 and let's say 15. Usually that's the number of people we have. This just gave us a squiggly error, but let's see if it works. So we need a PHP artisan migrate, and then artisan db seed dash class is game seeder. Okay, I was kind of let's open our table plus, and we'll connect to our database. Okay, it looks like it did install the it did see the game. I think while creating the game players, it threw up an error. So let's see, insert into players, first name, name. I wonder if we need to do has attached. Yeah, I wonder. I believe it's has attached. So has attached, and let's hover over this to see what this needs. A factory and the pivot relationship. Okay, so we don't need this. Let's roll back. We'll run migrate. Oops. Oh, because I think we forgot here. So let's go into migrations and we'll say schema drop fixes game players. Alright, so now because we ran it before, we'll just do it manually. Delete this. Let's make sure our migrations doesn't have it. Alright, we're good. Now let's run the migrate. We forgot this over here. One more time. Alright, so now we need db seed. Alright, so it says call to undefined method has attach. Right, let's just Google Laravel many to many seeder. Laravel Daily is a good source to learn things. I always defer as much as I can. So it's alright, so it says app model user has many tasks. So it says user belongs to many tasks. This is the task factory and this is the created option to create each. This is not that simple, I believe. Is just what we just did. So it says has and then player factory rand 1 to 15. Alright, one more time. So artisan migrate rollback, artisan migrate and seed. Okay, it says key ID not found. It's trying to insert into players. think we need many to many seeder with pivot table. Interesting. Well, actually, we can as well use this. So we need these in the game factory, and we need something called as configure. Oh, we don't need that. We need a player factory between 1 to 15. Create, and we'll get the game back. And this is going to be game players. Attach. This should be players plug ID. Well, if we did everything correctly now, I believe this should work, and then I'm assuming we don't need this here anymore, and we can inline this. Alright, one more time. Artisan rollback, artisan migrate, and then seed. Shoot, what am I doing wrong? It says call to undefined method, attach. You know what I think it's got to do with? Now I wonder if this should be the opposite. It should be game belongs to players, and a player has many games. Well, let's just try that. Belongs to many, and then the player has many games. Game player doesn't exist. Did we name this wrong? Oh, I think we named the game players. Alright, I think this was it. So, and I wonder if there was a reason it wasn't able to find the pivot table. It wasn't letting us do that. Am I crazy? Alright, let's just do it one more time. Migrate rollback, migrate, and then seed. Looks like it went through. Now let's check our games. We got 10 games, that's fine. But we don't have, oh, we need the game player. There we have it. We don't need this game players. All right, we have what we need, and then now that we have the database set up, we need to create a resource. So artisan make filament resource. We want the game, and we'll say dash generate mm, we'll just put id. That is ready to read only, yes, why not. And let's just quickly run shield generate dash dash o. Alright, now come back here, we got our games, and let's just edit this. That's fine. Now we need to show how many players are there. So let's go ahead and get started on that. For that we need to run PHP artisan make filament relation manager, and we are going to generate this. Now which resource would you like to create this relation? Game resource, that's for sure. We want the players relationship. Okay, so Filament can link this to the existing resource. This is a really cool feature in Filament v4, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So we are going to say yes, and then we want to link it to the player resource. Now let's come back here. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so after we are done with that, what we need to do is go into the Filament resources games game resource, and under the get relations, now you should have a new relation manager here. So all you're going to do is include that player relation manager class, and if you refresh now, there we have it. We have 13 players signed up, and we have their contact number, email address, everything. All right, now what was the deal with the linking to the resource with a relation manager? So if you remember Filament 3, what happens is when you create a relation manager, you also get a form along with that, so just like you do here. But in v4, sorry, you do not see any form generated here. And why is that? Because if you click on edit, now watch what happens. Oh, technically it should go back to here, but looks like argument 2 label must be off. Null given in this select. This is a problem with the, let's pick some other. Let's just go ahead and fix that first, and I'll show you again what I meant. Okay, should be in the player form, and it says something for this one. Is it for that one? Select is option, label must be of type null given. Oh, I think I know what's wrong. Let's go ahead, players. Is that what it is? I'm sure this is the one that's causing the issue, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so the thing I was trying to tell you all was that, so in the previous one, if when you clicked on edit, there used to be a model that used to pop up, and then that's how you used to edit the players directly in line. But now if you click on edit, it takes you to the players edit page. And how cool is that? Now this is reusing the same form from the player resource, which is located under its own resource, which is, yeah, this one. So there is no duplication of the forms and schemas, and it's really cool. Now we gotta figure out what's going on here. I am sure it's got something to do with this spot here. Let's go ahead and see Tinker player first. Okay, now if I do positions, I get left wing. Oh, I see what's the issue here. I should probably do name. Is that right? We have no. What about get name? Okay, so things that's happening is we are getting back the left wing as an LW, and what it's trying to read from the database is it's trying to see if the left wing, the entire term is coming from the database, and it's trying to map it. And well, that's not the case. How can we one way is we can use so we can go to the player, and instead of doing this, we can simply Google how to get random elements from enum in PHP. Yeah, it's going to be as simple as this one. So we can say positions equals player position cases, and from here we can simply do positions and we can say maybe 2 for now. Let's name it properly. All right, now let's go back. I will do Addison, migrate, rollback. Now our game players is not gone yet. I wonder, I thought I did delete that. Did I not? Delete migrations. Okay, let's just double check our migration file and make sure that we're not okay, so it is game player, games, and games. All right, now so we'll need to migrate and then adjacent db seed. Yep, there we have it. We could also do, we'll actually do this the other way. We'll do a rollback and then we'll truncate the players, and first we'll run dvseed for the player seeder. All right, we have the whole deal, and then we will do migrate, and then we should do game seeder. That's perfect. And now let's come back here, and now it should work. We have send back, write back. Awesome. Okay, so let's go back to the games, and now we need to map this relationship here. So let's go back to the game resource, and we need the table. Oh, before that we need to go to the game model, and we need to define the relationship public function a host, and then this should be returned, or this belongs to well, now actually, now that I think about it, it can be related to the player. a player can be a host. Now what did we do in the database here? Let's check back quickly. You see, we did the user class here. I think we should have been smarter about this. Let's just do player. And under the game factory, this should be now a player factory. Alright, then under the game we say host player host ID. Now this games is going to give us all the games, and we can just do something like host state games, and then so return this as many game for in case host ID. That's fine. Now we'll need to, I'm sorry guys, we need to run the migrate rollback again, and then we need to migrate and then do seed. Alright, looks like we are good. Alright, and then now this is going to be host and dot full name. Let's just see if it works. Oh, there we go. We have that. And in our another thing that we can do is go into the game form and make this a select. We'll just keep this host ID, and then from the options we'll give them the players, and we'll just say it's nullable. And we will give it a label of host. Let's click on edit. Return volume is we have type array string returned. Oh, this should be a function callback. Player, I'm going to do pluck full name and ID. That sounds about right. There we go. One thing we can add to this is make it searchable and preload it. There we go. And another thing that we can do is order by, and say full name. Well, its default is ascending, so we don't need that. There we go. All right, awesome. So now we have all the games. We have the players that we can manage. And things are looking good. Now, in the next video, what we are going to do is, just like we did with the announcements, we need to have a public page to show the games that are scheduled. And what we are going to do in that is display the games and let users sign up. And the video after that, the way that I'm thinking about this is the players who have been registered also need their own dashboard, just like admins do here. So what that is going to, so they'll probably go to something like slash player, and right now of course this is not present, but we will be able to build it with Filament. We'll create a separate panel for the players, and they will be able to check their own announcements, their own they're going to be able to sign up for their own games and stuff like that. So subscribe and see you in the next video. Thank you.